Hello everybody, it's Lynn Marie. Today I am going to try again the technique of pouring over a cup to make a flower that Fiona Art and Erica Art do. So finding my center, by pointing this at the far end to see where my middle is. Oh, I got the bad shakes today. There we go. So, there's dead center. Let's see, I want the petals to roll out that way. Make sure I get that down there. There we go. Okay, the colors that I'm using today is Apple Barrel's Bright Red, Pumpkin Orange, Bright Yellow, Folk Arts Multi-Surface, which I've never used on a pour, but I'm hopeful, Bright Gold, and Folk Arts Platinum. And of course my Anita's White. I've got some Pearl White in here, and Apple Barrel's Black. Now the black is a mixture of a bunch of different things because I'm out of black paint. So I took what I had left and mixed it with some glue all, mixed it with some thickener, and I suspect it will probably just simply dry a very, very pale black, if that's a term. But anyway, I just realized that this is crooked, so I got to straighten that up. That's better. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with the bright red. And these are kind of thick. Fiona's paints are very thick. This is very thin, and it'll probably completely lift off with my gizmo. But we're hoping for the best. And here we go. Now what I'm going for here is about a 1/4 inch-ish or so blob. I got a little more on there. Let's try to get this a little bit here. I did not use my squeeze bottles because I'm trying thicker paints and I didn't want to commit to that. So there's our red. I'm going to put a little bit of rose gold in here, and this has some some silicone oil in it, just to see if I can get that outside edge to seal up a little bit. I like the way they look when they're sealed up on the outside edge. So I'm going to use this up, hopefully, here, and we'll see how it goes when it gets to the end. Just a little shimmer shine. Nope, that's all we can put in there for now. And now the orange. Now this is straight out of the bottle. I've added nothing to it. Just to try to get a little thickness here. And it is thicker for sure. I can tell that. It's almost like a chocolate pudding, commercially prepared chocolate pudding. But I'm hoping that I get a little bit more shape to the petals rather than like a million polka dots. And I can see that these are nice and roundish compared to what I've done before where they just sort of streamed out. So I'm thinking that I probably could have thinned this with water a little bit. But it's straight out of the bottle. So anyway, this is a 12 by 12 wrapped canvas. There's nothing fancy or special about it. It was from Amazon. I do like the quality of it, though. I was impressed with the stapling and the quality of the canvas. So this is the Folk Arts Bright Gold. Might be too bright for this. Again, it's kind of thick, but I'm hoping to keep the petal shape better with this. So the video might be a little longer because we got to wait for this to actually go down over. If I blow it, I'll hurry it, and I don't want to hurry it. Let's see how that goes. It's definitely thicker. I can see that it's pushing the paint off the top. I'm sorry. Okay, see how that went out through the side? It made a knot round, so I guess that definitely has to be thinned down before it's used this way. But I'm going to press on. And I am going to turn the canvas though, because I can see, even though it's leveled, that the way I'm pouring it is making these petals get slightly larger. We don't want that. So much for the bright gold. Now we've got this beautiful bright yellow from Apple Barrel, a little bit thinner, so hopefully it can push through and over this. Whew, that is thick, straight out of the bottle. And that's probably going to be plenty, but we'll see how it goes. Let me get a little drop or two here on the side. Ooh, yeah, there we go. And maybe one over here. Whew, that is really thick. Okay, well, you can't learn something new if you don't try to learn something new, right? So, after the yellow, let's see. I kind of want to waste a little more of this gold here. I'm going to do it just on the outside edges. A drop or two. So I'd really like that yellow to have some shine to it. Let's see. And a little more here. No such thing as a small drop, just if anybody was wondering. It's either a drop or it's a not drop. It seems to be controlled by the thickness of the paint, rather than the squeeze of the bottle, if you will. Okay. Let that go down a little minute. Don't like that petal shape there. I did level the table today, and the canvas is level, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little of the pearl white here to try to separate out the layers. It is thinner by a substantial amount. I don't know how that will affect things, but I don't want to try to thicken it up and ruin it. And it usually ends up mostly on your cloth anyway, but I'm going to give it a good go. See how that works. And then follow that with a little of Anita's White. This is the old mixture. 70% glue, 10% water, and the balance is in Floetrol. Oh, there's a bubble. Don't bubble me. Don't bubble me. Just to push them out a little more evenly. Okay. Now, back to, oh, if I put red on there, I'm going to end up with pink. Let's try the platinum. This is the Folk Arts. That platinum? Yes, platinum. Metallic. It's not quite as thick as the 24K, so we'll see what it looks like when it dries. To me, it looks like a pewter color, but their paint, their name. Looks good. Okay. Now the red. Whoops. And you know, twitching is not all it's cracked up to be. See if I can get some of that out of there. The littlest zig or zag can really throw me off, but I have no control over it, so. One of the reasons that I don't paint with a paintbrush, I have very little control over my hands. Okay, this thing's gonna end up being a mess because I can't control it. But whatever, it's just a canvas, just practicing with something, a little thicker paint, see if I can get better results out of it. Instead of having it mostly just go crazy on me and creep over the edge of the canvas and all that stuff. So, got nice round here and oblongs there, so I'm going to try to stretch these out a little bit. Not overly thrilled with this, just saying. Okay, I'm not gonna waste any more of the metallics, but I will continue with the red and yellow and orange, since they're already poured out. And I must say, I don't particularly care for this super thicker ink, but hey, maybe I'm gonna get a beautiful flower out of it, and then it'll all be worth it, frustration and all. It's really hot here in Florida, getting into the thick of hurricane season, and not particularly excited about it, but clouds are coming in hot and heavy every afternoon, and it's very humid here and extremely hot when the humidity is high. You can't cool off by sweating, it just runs off you. Okay. I'm thinking that this is probably a waste of paint, so I'm going to stop now. But we'll see what happens. I can always swipe it or scrape it. So, pardon my head. Put that paint out of the center of the cup. They're pretty colors together. Okay, draw some petals here while I'm waiting on that paint to sink down. Got enough. If I just go quicker rather than slower and see if I can control it better. Two-handed always works good because brain can't misfire in two directions at once. So, there we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to lift that up. God help us all. Thanks, Andy. Okay. All right, and now inward motion. I want some of that yellow in here too. Okay, good. I got paint on my everything. It's just on my arm. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I don't want all that black in the middle. I wonder if my super sucker could just take out some of the black and let there be more color in the middle. Let's give that a try. Experiment, right? That's what you're supposed to do with experiments. Let's experiment. Yes, it does take some out. Ooh. Wow, that works great, actually. It's pulling the colors in exactly the way I want them to. Let me think, a little bit more out of here. Whew, okay. I have no idea if that was a good idea or not, but can't learn if you don't try. All right, now let me get some paints out of the way here because it's ready for pickup. No idea what I just dropped. Oh, lint roller. Trying to keep Andy in his own private world. That's a trick. All right. Whew, man, it's stinking hot here. I literally have beads of sweat just rolling everywhere. I'm trying not to get it on the painting. Okay, so my contraption, because I can't lift the paper towels the way I'm supposed to, is a piece of sheet that I have cut to shape in a giant embroidery hoop. The embroidery hoop, hopefully, because I have to use two hands to do it, will allow me to lift up appropriately. Okay, here we go. Sorry you can't see this part too good, but that's what it is. Lay it down. Just touch the pillow of the paint. Maybe I should iron these, huh? Okay. So for the gathering part, what it seems to me is the paint just simply lifts up and then runs down into the middle. So my way of controlling that was to add a tiny weight in the center of the picture. Then when I lift up, everything should come up to a point-ish, and we'll see what we get. So, let's make sure it feels right. I can feel that it's got contact everywhere. Let's see. Okay, I need somewhere to put this, so let me just rearrange that. I forgot that part. And I need to not lay this down on something that it won't ruin because it will stick. Okay, got a drip catcher here. Put it on the non-camera side. And let me just put that on the floor. There we go. Okay. I don't like that. That's looking a little weird. Okay. Fingers crossed. Drum roll. Attention to the corners. And slowly up she comes. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy, that didn't work. Okay, well, we shall see what happens though. Boop. I wonder why that happened. Thickness of the paint? I don't know. But I have a cake turner here. Let me see if I can get the cake turner under it and spread it out because it is pretty. The colors look good. What clay? What can we do to hold that? Oh, here we go. Get one of our old records we don't particularly care for. There we go. There we go. Good. Okay. No idea. Okay, side to side. It's right there. Side to side. Okay, it's actually on. Good. This has actually got some gorgeous stuff. So hopefully this will stay on the turntable and not much on my camera equipment, etc., etc. So, wish us luck. Well, that's not like any kind of flower I've ever seen. But it's still pretty. Try to center this a little bit. Move the weight of the paint down. What do we think? Another spin? Really cool stuff going on there. See a lot of the metallics, and boy, did they look great. Okay, I would really like to boost that over there a little bit before we spin again. Let's see. Weight of the paint to move down. And then back. Oh, the colors in this. Wow, they are just going crazy. Okay. The paint in the middle is so thick, it's just traveling as a unit, basically. So, what do we do from here? Definitely not a flower, but it's a great abstract. So let's just give it another spin. What the heck? I don't know what it is, but I'm not scraping it. It looks fabulous. Okay, I don't know how much of it's going to continue to pour off the sides there, but excuse my arm again. I'm going to put a little paint here. Whoa, I said a little, you guys. Come on, man. To see if I can help these sides. This is the same paint that I used on the base. Really wet. But I think it's going to end up being more like a very dark gray when it dries, because there's so little black pigment in it. But I couldn't stand it. I had to paint today. So. Just covering up the edges here where things might have. You know what? I really like this. Not real happy that I got these. Well, I guess they're negative space. It's probably okay. I wonder what would happen if we did a balloon smash on that middle there and try to get something in there. I don't know. It's so pretty. I hate to muck it up by doing something weird. God, that's great. Okay. Now, Mr. Balloon, where would you have blown to? I usually have the overhead fan on and the fan on the side of the room going. So, that balloon could be just about anyways. Try to corral it, but it just blew away. So, don't see it anywhere. Okay. I'm going to take the time to blow it up. I probably won't even post this video anyway. But normally I would have this prepared. I didn't think I'd need it. Asthma, my old friend. So, what I'm going to do is just take the balloon and smush it down into the middle of the picture and try to pull these colors up in. So, no expert at balloons. So, let me just down in. And all it did was take my pretty colors out. Try again. Wait a minute, what's happening there? Mr. Torch. Okay, one more time. Slower. Alright. Twisting. And then pop. Oh, the K. There we go. There we go. That's cool. Okay, I really like that twisty thing there. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay, well, I don't know that I can make it any better doing anything else to it other than just, you know, scraping it, which wouldn't make it better. And the paints, this is cool like that. And it's spread out evenly pretty much on both sides. I'm going to give her a torch all over in case there's anything hiding out here in the outside edge that we want to see. Turns out there was some bubbles in there. I have literally sweat just dripping off of both of my elbows. And my feet are in a puddle. Can't wait to get the fan back on. You know, I'm disappointed that I didn't get what I was looking for out of this, but I absolutely love the final product. The pearl whites disappeared. I can see the Anita's white is here, just, you know, little here and there. I think the best thing is the color combinations of that Folk Art 24K and the yellow together. That's great. Okay, not sure if it would be better to have. I'll try to wipe some of the sweat off Mars. I'm not sure if it would be better to put the light on or not. So just get the goop off this balloon in case it blows onto something. I don't want it to contaminate the house. There we go. Best of luck, Mr. Balloon. I'll probably never see you again. Alright, hands are a raggedy mess. Wow. Okay. Let's get you down and have a look, and we'll see how it does. Showing you this. Got some amazing detail in it. Wispy parts, swirly parts. There's the balloon smashy part. All in all, nowhere near anything as beautiful as Fiona and Erica do. And it doesn't, well, I guess it kind of sort of, I mean, if that was a petal on its own, maybe it's a flower. But I love it anyway. So that's the beauty of creating. Even when you didn't get exactly what you had hoped for, you still might make something that you really enjoy. Get out there and get creative, people. Thanks for stopping by.